The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Raiders and the Vikings under the lights on Sunday night.
It's one of the NFL's newest venues, but it's already earned a reputation as one of its best. This is U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Hewitt up here in the booth, and here we are, Brock, final week of the preseason. One last tune-up for stars and starters, and of course the game where a lot of these great camp stories will clinch a spot on that Week 1 roster.
And I never tire of these great camp stories, and they come from all different backgrounds. Some are undrafted guys, some are vets with a restart on their career, but they use the preseason, in this game in particular, to springboard some momentum into the regular season.
We're through the warm-ups, both teams all ready, and the nightcap to a busy Sunday is underway. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. And they'll be led out by someone that we'll get a look at here, this second-year passer.
And even if he's still pretty early in his career, we know he is perfectly comfortable and settled into this spot as the be-all, end-all for this offense. Every time you take the field as a quarterback, you know you're gaining experience. You're getting more comfortable in the role. And as he goes forward, he tries to learn and take something away from each and every one of these moments.
And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Able to get it to Franklin. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down by Gerard Bland. 3rd and just 2 to go. Motioning one of the tight ends. The handoff on 3rd and short. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
They go to punt on 4th down, and out heads Tommy Townsend. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And it'll be their second-year quarterback who's bringing them out.
He's definitely one of the stars in this league, a true franchise quarterback. And when you're at this level, Kate, you want to put your imprints on this game right from the jump.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he nearly gave it away to start this game. Almost an interception, but instead, a gift. They get it back for 2nd down. Looking for a throw here. That's complete to Dobbins. Decent gain here, but short of the first. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. One of the tight ends in motion left. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Still on his feet. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it'll be Raider football. 2nd drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. Oh, he got free. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw now. And once again, they can't connect. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they're staring at 4th and long. So it'll be Tommy Townsend once again to punt this away. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. Minnesota all set to go for its 2nd drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. They go play action on first. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled. The catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
That's caught. Devon Achane. And he's brought down for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook. He knocked him back across the line.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he couldn't do a whole lot there. Minimal yardage picked off to the 27. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. He'll throw it. On target to Dobbins. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st. Now hang on, we do have to stop here for something that nobody wants to see a week before the season. We've got an injured player there, and it's somebody they can ill afford to lose. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll run here on 1st down. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought down by Deron Bland. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back to the well again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in the phone booth yet.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Tommy Townsend on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be Vikings football. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Play action on 1st down. And the Raiders get there and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
Offense to the line for second down. Here's a chain up the middle. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Only 3 yards that time. They're left to figure out a 3rd and 15. They're throwing it. Able to find Achane. And that will not be enough for a first down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The Raiders have their offense back out there. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag.
Still first down.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the power play up the gun only results in 2 yards. Back to the line they go. It's second down. They'll throw it. Completed over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
No luck finding his receiver that time. And that brings up 4th and short. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. Jones out there to return it. He sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Vikings are going to take over from deep in their own side. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Hauled in by Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. So through one, this game, more for you defensive maestros out there. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. We're ready now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They're looking at first down here. Back to throw. Dump off caught by his back. Looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Dax Hill up for the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Throwing it again here. He's got a man left. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. 16 on the pickup. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. They're going play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
That's the game of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll try and throw it here. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete. So they're going to be facing 4th down coming up. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And they're on the board.
A good kicker, man. That is the coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And they're still looking for their first signs of life on offense. Haven't even been able to get a first down off this defense just yet. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Corley reels it in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. He's dropping back to throw. Has his man. It's Corley. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. Now looking to throw. That one's complete, right side. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Now a give on the counter. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Able to find Corley. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. It's taken in by Williams. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Toss to the right side. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. finish up on the ground. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
They'll throw it on 1st and goal. Getting out to his left, and he carries it in for the touchdown. The Raiders get some late points and the lead. Riley Patterson on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead.
Vikings 3.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. On the return, here's Jones. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll throw to begin this drive. Short pass brought in. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But fortunately, the Vikings stay calm. They were able to get to it. Crisis averted. They keep possession. He's on the move. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be their football. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He takes it himself. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. This one's caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. They are throwing it again. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 3rd and goal. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Koo able to put it through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. He lofts it deep, right sideline. Brought in inside the 20. So at halftime, the Raiders fighting to an advantage on the reports with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. This, the final game on the preseason schedule for these is on for the NFL kickoff game on the Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, this is the final dress rehearsal. Still a chance for someone to make a big play that cements his spot on the roster.
On the return, here's Jones. And look at this return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Vikings now set to take the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush.
And there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I love throwing up first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Second down and 10.
Defense can't stop you.
Here's a throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Second half begins with a run by Achane. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. He gets them half of what they needed, so after a 7-yard gain, it's 3rd and 7. Setting up a throw. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Las Vegas sends out the punt team. Tommy Townsend will kick it away. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Dax Hill up for the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll send their tight end right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here. He beams one deep right side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. Looking for the back that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That just misses the 50 mark, gets a 49-yard punt. And it'll be a Raider football. New set of downs for him from the 46. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Finds him over the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And they take him down right along the 30.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Motion man sent left. From the 30 on 2nd down. Hits him on the out route. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Throw complete to Williams. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Benson. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal. Pass play now. Has it in close. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver. Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf, and that meeting didn't go so well.
Riley Patterson ready for the field goal try. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Koo able to put it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
On the return, here's Jones. This return makes it up to the 25. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Dropping back to throw. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Raiders get to it! And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
The Raiders returning their offense and this running back to the field. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Throwing once again on 2nd and 10. Complete out to the right side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Raiders' ball, a chance at a win if they can hang on to this lead. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. First throw for the backup now. Catch is made in close. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
It's Benson on the give. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with the penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still 2nd down.
Penalty drops him at the 1, so they've got a couple of shots left at it. It's 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone. So now, here's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Flushed out, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Williams to throw on first. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 2nd down. They motion a receiver left. Williams throwing again here on second down. Completed over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Williams. Brought in right side. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
They'll run for this. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
Out comes Las Vegas on offense. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. Benson on 1st and 10. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He has the touchdown. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Patterson on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders make it a 24-point ball game.
Vikings 3.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense making its way back out now. And the last time we saw him, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. 1st down, Williams. Short pass brought in.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, we'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Williams from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
To throw, Williams. Dumped off to his running back. Broke through the tackle. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. So long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Dump off caught by his back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Hits his running back. It's a Minnesota touchdown! The Vikings putting up points in a game decided. Devon Achane with the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead.
You go with what you think is your best option. There they felt like it was going to be a pass, but sometimes it simply doesn't work.
And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point of the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
The give now to Benson. And they get him down after a quality pickup to about the 36. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Benson once more. And this time they get to him early and stick him along the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Now Richardson to throw. Complete beyond the marker. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Now an inside give to Benson. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. They'll pause now for an injured player. Regular season just 1 week away. You don't want to see anybody get hurt here. Hopefully something minor as the medical team works on it. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Putting the tight end in motion. From the 17. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now it's 3rd down. Throwing now, Richardson. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Kate. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
So for the 3rd time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. Koo able to put it through. And that stretches the lead to 21.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. I don't think they're going to catch him. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings get it back to within 2 possessions. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
And the kick is good, and we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. And off to Benson to start the drive. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Raiders nearing a win here with a 14-point lead. 1st and 10 from the 41. Staying on the ground with Benson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. They give up the gut to Benson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Hand off to Benson from the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They motion Ridley over right. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Here's Richardson. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders have likely locked up the win right there. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Patterson on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders stretch their lead to 21. Here's Patterson now to kick this away. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Another drive coming up for this offense. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. To throw is Williams. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
He locates Daniel Bellinger. Trying to set this up quick. Williams on the play action. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's 2nd down coming up. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. Now Williams. Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
That's cut beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And for what it's worth, Bronk, they have cruised through this preseason undefeated. So all things pointing up for them as they get ready for week 1.